All right, everybody. So we have two Goodman units. We're going to try to do this before these things turned on. It's July 20th, and we are been experiencing some 103-degree temperatures outside. So it's to about a natural 99, 98, and it feels like about 105 or 106. So it's really taxing these older units. These things are about 13 years old. But I just had somebody take a look at all of this yesterday, and we are having some success. I'm getting it to stay around 76 upstairs, which is saying something since I have a brick face house. So go online, and they're talking a lot about cleaning the coils. So we're going to clean the coils today. Spray it around the top of this stuff here, because you can actually, if you can see there, you can actually see there's dirt in there. You're just trying to break that dirt down. So I have that sprayed. Everything's running great as far as this. A lot of everything is extremely successful. Looks like the inside coils look beautiful, actually. A couple of them are a little bent over there. Looks like maybe some hail got it or something, but not too terrible. A little bit in there, but not nearly as bad as the outside is. So anyway, we're gonna start spraying. Need a hose. I have the sprayed dish detergent, and sprayed the coils out there. It's 3 times powerful. It's been sitting on there for about 15 minutes. It's about 8:02, so it's nice and cool. So before I do anything, I made sure the unit upstairs was off, and I also turned off the breaker box. So we should be good to go. Now we're just going to hook up the hose, and we'll spray it down. It's probably going to take the most time. What they say, this is probably the most rewarding thing to kind of keep your AC unit looking and feeling good. All right, so we're going to start spraying. You got to go top down. So we're going to go top down. You see all the stuff coming off here? Really, really gross. Anyway, I'm going to work my way top down, just taking the stuff off. And then we're going to go turn on the unit, see if we're getting cool air. Alright guys, so we just did the coil cleaning on the outside condenser. Basically all you need to do this is Dawn dish detergent. I have this new spray stuff. It doesn't even need to be Dawn. It can be the cheap stuff. Doesn't matter. But this stuff has like a, I think this is a spray, but you can actually, it's a power wash dish spray. I think it's like 5 times the power or something like that. So it worked out well. Plus, you're trying to get into these grates here, so you can just spray it. I've seen people with the whole spray bottle trying to get it in there, which you can really douse it down and get a lot of soap. But that seemed to do the trick. It was quite simple. You always want to work your way top to bottom. Before I did anything, all I did was turn off the power unit, or the breaker box to the power. And like I said, this is a Goodman, so they're pretty, depending on what you read online, but there is an outer coil area and an inner coil area, so I sprayed out just a little bit of that. These things are made to get wet, so it's not a big deal. You just don't want to get any of the components doused, so you're basically just spraying this almost like a circle or a ring that kind of goes inside the entire unit. 4 sides, obviously. My side was the grossest, was this one and this one. A couple of things that you want to always be aware of is the underbrush. I literally cut this stuff back about a month ago, but this is what happens in the spring and summer in the Carolinas. So literally I wanted to show you that this is bad, so I'm going to be cutting all this back here to keep it fresh, to keep the air flow fresh as much as you can. So I'm going to turn this thing back on because I've basically taken my hose and I've sprayed from the top all the way down on all four sides, and that's pretty much it. Nothing really crazy. You don't want to use a pressure washer or too strong of a nozzle, otherwise it's going to be too much on these coils. You can actually see inside. These are actually much cleaner now. You can actually see they're almost like a gray or a white now, but they were all black before, so that's good news. But you don't want to damage those, and mine look really, really good. So I'm hoping I'm going to get about 2 or 3 degrees upstairs out of this, just to kind of keep the airflow. Somebody was telling me online you can get as much as 8 or 9 degrees when you get the coil nice and clean. So we shall try it out. So I'll get back to you in a second. I'm going to turn this thing back on. All right, so we just finished the coils outside. Everybody's still asleep because it's pretty early. And my unit's still at 76, which means it didn't do anything too crazy here, but we're gonna see what this thing does when we turn it back on. So we just kicked on. So we're gonna give it just a second here and we just heard it kick on. So now we're gonna go to the furthest, which is over here. I'm gonna let that thing kind of decide to turn on, and it's looking like it's blowing out really good. You can get a thermometer that is really good to kind of read the coolness. It's really cold. You have to give it a second here. This one's for, I think, the most probably here. Sorry about that. We're coming up to temperature a lot faster than normal. All right, so we're back on. Sounds awesome. Not even that loud, which is actually kind of interesting to me. How quiet it is after I did the coil. I didn't expect that. Of course, you want to feel hot air coming out of the top of this, because this is actually pulling heat out of the house. But surprisingly enough, it's actually really amazing how quiet it is just from spraying the coils out. Well, that was cleaning the condenser, folks. That's it. Already caught up. That's funny. It did not take long to catch up. I had that off for about half an hour. Now, in full disclosure, it's not really baking the house, but it was becoming a little bit labored before, but it's working beautifully. Really simple trick. I guess the other tricks are make sure your filters in the house are not the expensive kind. You don't want to spend more than about, I don't know, about $3 on filters, just to kind of catch any really large debris, all that allergy stuff. And it's basically like one HVAC guy told me that it was like trying to smell through your shirt. You know, you really can't. You can get some scent, but it's really difficult on your nose, just like this would be if you put those expensive filters. So run with cheap filters, but you just have to change them a lot. But that also is a lot easier on your AC units. So anyway, all right guys, that's it. All right, so I wanted to let you guys know that we are running at about 76 upstairs. I kicked it down a notch just because I don't want it running all day. It'll just run all day. Some of these units will just run and run and run. But, and I caught up. Perfect timing. All right, guys. So it is legitimately 1 o'clock, July 20th. It is brutal hot out. So I cleaned the coils, and I'm ecstatic. The sun is basically going to start hitting the front of my house. Well, actually not going to. It's starting to hit my house right now. So really the hottest part of the day for July in the Carolinas for me is also when we're actually coming in at from when the sun goes basically from now until it sets. It literally hits the front of my house, which just cooks the front of my house. So like I said, I kicked it down 1 degree. 77 upstairs in my house is actually cold. It's kind of weird. I know you guys are probably saying that's too warm, but actually when you get used to the heat down here, it really becomes quite nice and around the 70s. So I'm really ecstatic. I can't believe that thing just caught up. That's awesome. Unbelievable. So I did clear out everything as well. So I wanted to show you guys how less the obstruction it is just from this. I'm probably going to do this unit as well. This one doesn't look nearly as bad. It does have some stuff in it, but I just really wanted to kind of catch you guys up on the fact that it's getting to be around 1:30 and it caught up. I probably could have kept running it to 75 and it would have caught it, but I also don't want to spend $800 in July. But I can hear all the rest of the AC units running, which are the same as my house. And they're all running. But anyway, so this is all the debris. So really, really happy. You guys got to try this. You just need a hose, some dishwasher detergent, and the other one's kicking on. So I'm gonna let that run, and I'm gonna spray that one out, and then get the coils, because why not? Even though this one's not acting up, but it is definitely louder than my older one, my upstairs one. So I'm gonna see if I can get this one feeling good too. Anyway, thanks for watching.